welcome to the GPW post-show wrap-up. I am the real deal, Neil Steele, joined here by Jiggy Walker. GPW back with a bang, has just finished. You can see the crowd is milling out here. It's been a fantastic show. It's been
great start of the year.
Great start of the year. I mean, I think we've had so many good matches we've seen tonight, so many shocking events as well.
Huge surprises.
Huge surprises. I'd like to get your take on some of those, if that's all right, Jiggy. We opened tonight a match between two former GPW heavyweight champions. We had Cyanide versus Martin Kirby. Martin Kirby, very different to how we've seen him before, I think.
Yeah, very much a victim of the Conservative government. Austerity striking, he loses his house at the final fight last year. Comes to it now, nowhere to live, found living underneath the ring in a sleeping bag.
Ring in a sleeping bag, absolutely. Came out, wants to just apparently impoverished, don't know where his money's gone. He's obviously, as you say, austerity, it's not a good time for anyone. He just wants to fight anyone, and the person who answered that open challenge was Cyanide. How did you feel?
You could see the look on Martin Kirby's face. The last person he wanted to walk through that curtain was the man monster Cyanide.
I think that's probably the last person most people want to see in that kind of situation. Cyanide, a hugely dominant force in GPW history, one of arguably the most dominant force, I would say, and certainly proved so tonight, defeated Martin Kirby surprisingly quickly. Why do you think that might be?
I mean, you look at Martin's situation, the lack of money that he's got at the moment, he's obviously sleeping rough. An athlete of his calibre is surely suffering from a lack of solid nutrients and food intake.
Slightly malnourished.
Potentially. I think for him it's going to be, I can see him putting himself out here month in, month out, trying to just get that win, get that payday.
Absolutely. I'd be very surprised if we didn't see Martin Kirby show up again at perhaps GPW Saved by the Bell on March 27th.
I'd very much expect to see him.
Very much expect to see him again. Next match of the evening, we had the first of our Pick Your Poison matches. We had two Pick Your Poison matches. CJ Banks, Jack Gallagher. Long rivalry between these two, proving who's the best wrestler. Each of them thinks it's them. We haven't really been able to get a decisive answer on that yet. Tonight, each hand-picked each other's opponents. So we had CJ Banks versus Jack Gallagher's hand-picked opponent, the one-man riot, Craig Collins.
Very impressive debut for Craig Collins tonight.
Yeah.
My first time seeing him live and in person, I was genuinely impressed. Heavy built guy, you know, a lot of hard hitting strikes, some great suplexes.
Absolutely.
There was a belly to belly suplex combination followed by a huge roaring elbow that I thought might have just snuck the win for over CJ Banks.
A few times when I thought CJ Banks was down for the count, but managed to keep fighting.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing with these Pick Your Poison matches is everyone always sees them as weakening your opponent. But when you look at someone like CJ Banks, someone like Jack Gallagher, these are two of the most intelligent technical wrestlers in the country. And I imagine they've both learned a lot in terms of what pacing, what type of format they're going to approach them with, what kind of, are they going to go, will CJ Banks go with striking? Some of the best European uppercuts in British wrestling at the moment. He led with them tonight, and you know, he got some good results. As he learns when best to unleash that salvo against Jack Gallagher next month to make the difference in their match.
That's it. I mean, so you think that maybe Jack Gallagher chose Craig Collins to test a particular style against CJ Banks?
I think potentially. I think Banks is more of a Bret Hart style technician. He's not. He can go on the map, but he's not as. He won't try and rip the joints out the way Jack Gallagher will. He'll focus a lot on those European uppercuts, and they are meaty European uppercuts. So maybe Jack was seeing, if pushed against the bigger guy, when does he bust them out?
That's it. And then our first half ended with our fantastic fatal four-way #1 contender for the GPW Heavyweight Championship, currently held by the thrilling supervillain Dirk Feelgood. The four GPW, I think it's fair to say GPW legends in that match. We had T-Bone, we had Joey Hayes, making his debut, Chris Ridgway, and we had
Dylan
Roberts. Fantastic match again, I think. Joey
very manic. I think a couple of interesting stories. T-Bone's dominance was quite obvious to see. Ridgway, a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of excitement.
How to impress the GPW fans in his first time,
I think he made a good job of it. Some really good offense, a really nice German suplex, a nice half and half suplex. Looks like he's got a lot of energy, some brilliant bicycle kicks as well. Near took Joey Hayes and Dylan Roberts face off a couple of times. Dylan Roberts, very obnoxious tonight, I thought. You could see him trying to get under Joey's skin just a little.
Absolutely, yeah.
But the big story is obviously Joey Hayes, the new #1 contender for the Grand Pro Wrestling Heavyweight title. The one title that Joey has never won. He's won the British title, he's won the tag team title, he's won the Crazy Cruiserweight, but now that elusive Grand Pro title could be within a scratch.
Do you think this time is going to be the time for Joey Hayes? Do you think this time he's going to pull it off?
Potentially, yeah. I mean, Joey is grown over the years, and now I think he's probably at the best he's ever been. So if there was a time for him to make a run for the belt, I think this is it.
I think this is it. I mean, obviously Dirk Feelgood is stiff competition, but I think if anyone can do it, it's Joey Hayes.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, of course. Then after the break, we had our second Pick Your Poison match. We've covered it a little bit. Was there anything about CJ Banks' choice of bubblegum that surprised you? I mean, we haven't seen him in GPW for some time, but I think the fans very happy to see bubblegum return.
I think the psychology of someone like Bubblegum coming back is always going to put even the most professional wrestlers like Jack Gallagher off the game a little. I think that the fans go wild for Bubblegum. He is an absolute hero in this venue, and I think with Jack he'll pick people apart, and he's very ruthless, he's very cold. But I think the idea of just unsettling that little bit with someone of the calibre of Bubblegum, I think it's really interesting like CJ Banks. Because Banks and Bubblegum haven't always got along. He's obviously got the best wrestler he could bring in to try and push Jack. Maybe see if when Jack's pushed against an opponent of that calibre, what does he go to? What skill set does he try to use? What are his go-to moves, his go-to strategies?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, you mentioned Jack Gallagher, very cold, very clinical. Bubblegum, very different to that, very enthusiastic, full of these high energy, exciting moves, really.
Yeah, I mean, Bubblegum's one of the best wrestlers in the country, and like, it's brilliant to have him back. Hopefully, we see him more often this year.
Absolutely, I certainly hope so.
And I think Jack will have food for thought tonight for Jack Gallagher.
Absolutely. Okay, and then not a wrestling match we had on tonight's show, but something I think we should mention, given your own history with Alex Jones Casey. What did you think of his display tonight? I want to get your take on this, Jimmy.
I mean, the thing that stood out the most for me was leather pants.
Did he stand out?
He was wearing leather pants. He announced that he's running for Parliament in the next general election.
Yes.
I believe that is actually true. He's running on a green platform. So if you needed more reason to dislike him, he wore leather pants tonight, and he's running for the Green Party.
It's like hypocrisy, perhaps.
I'm sure he'll tell you that they're not real leather, which makes it even worse, because if you're going to wear fake leather pants, what kind of person are you? Obviously, not happy with the crowd's reaction.
No, I think expecting much more of a response than he actually got.
Said the bad lads out there to force people to stand in appreciation of him. It didn't go well for those few fans in the crowd.
No, I don't think so. I mean, we have had some word that they are okay, they've all gone to, they all at their local hospital at the moment.
I'm sure they all went on with bags full of posters and GPW
merchandise.
I'm not.
Thankfully brought to an end by the Midnight Bin Collection and managed to stop what they're doing. A fantastic tag team, one that sort of, I don't want to say thrown together, but not one that we were expected to see last month.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think it was quite clear to see that Steve Inman clearly enthused by the new pair, and a lot more energy out of Steve Inman. Him and IJC really got it together. His name's definitely not IJC, so this isn't going out. A lot of enthusiasm, a lot of fight. You can see there's still that tension there with the Bad Lads, and obviously the Bad Lads appeared later on in the show. Yes,
during the, I thought, fantastic main event match. In the main event, the Bad Lads, the first of many sort of outside intrusions, basically.
Very chaotic main event, I'd say.
Absolutely.
Obviously, fought initially with the greatest of sport and respect for each other. A lot of handshakes to start.
Absolutely, out hugging.
A lot of respect in the ring tonight between those 8 gentlemen. But, you know, as good a match as it was, you know, the evil of the world's always going to show itself. You can't have so much good on display before evil creeps in, and that's exactly what happens.
Evil in the fullness of, well, Cyanide. Last time we saw him, he and Bin Mound seemed to be on very good terms. They were tag team partners as Toxic Waste.
Very close to being tag team champions. If an injury didn't keep Cyanide off the last show at the hands of the Bad Lads, would there be a Midnight Bin Collection, or would we still have Toxic Waste?
Toxic Waste potentially would be tag team champions.
Obviously, I thought that stuck with Cyanide. We thought initially he was in there to save the Midnight Bin Collection from the Bad Lads, but we saw his real intentions as he attacked and then hit the devastating choke bomb to his former tag team partner Steele.
Absolutely. Regardless, the team, Midnight Collection, El Ligero, I thought gave on a fantastic performance. Don't feel good. I think battling through what appeared to be an injured shoulder.
Did look to take. I think it was on the superplex he landed a bit awkwardly.
Yeah.
Didn't look comfortable with it, but a good performance with lots of energy.
Absolutely.
A man his age just had a new child, not getting a lot of sleep.
No, absolutely.
You can imagine that it was a big challenge for him to put into the club. But as the figurehead of the company with 7 of the best guys in there with him, you just know he had to deliver. And
I think he did, absolutely. I think justified why he was the champion, showed everyone why he was champion. I think every champion in the ring did that tonight. And fantastic performance from the other team, Ashley Smith, Nick Travis, Sam Bailey and RJM. I think we can't really dismiss the amount of heart, the amount of talent they showed.
Yeah, I mean, I think if it was Travis's inexperience is probably the downfall for the team, and you know, he was the guy that took the pin off the gear, the most experienced guy on the champions team, and I think it just goes to show that like, they were all fighting on a good level, and I think it was that tiny little misbalance that won it for the champions, and obviously pride as well. You're driven by, you got one team driven by pride as champions, you got one team driven by hunger of being challengers. It's a really good dynamic, great main event.
Absolutely, I think I'd be surprised if we didn't see some of those people face off in different combinations again, to be honest.
You've got to think that some of the challengers tonight felt that I could probably, in a singles match, I could do the business there, and it'd be interesting to see if they're campaigning to the GPW Championship Committee about getting a match.
Well, we'll see how that develops. I mean, I think that covers most of what I want to talk to you about the show tonight. I mean, if you don't mind, I'm going to get some of your opinions about next month's show, GPW Saved by the Bell. Is a fantastic main event. We discussed them both earlier. CJ Banks versus Jack Gallagher. No time limit.
I'm very excited for this match.
Do you have a prediction? Can I pin you down?
I mean, only because I've grew up with him, I've got to go with CJ Banks.
You've got to go with CJ.
Possibly the most underrated wrestler in the country at the moment. Pound for pound, the best wrestler in the country.
That's it.
I just think he, as good as Jack is, and don't get me wrong, it will be a very, I mean, the lack of time, we could be here all night.
Absolutely.
These two men, I don't think any of them are going to lie down easily. But I think Juice is just those uppercuts. I cannot say enough things about those uppercuts.
I've got to say, I'm going to disagree with you slightly. I just think Jack Gallagher has that ruthlessness that CJ Banks lacks. I think we saw tonight he's willing to break the rules, bend the rules to get that win, and I think that's going to be the downfall of CJ Banks personally.
Well, I think this is the model question Jack Gallagher's going to have to face next month. This is the definitive who's the better wrestler. He's cheated before to get sneaky wins over CJ Banks, and when he was forced to wrestle clean in the 2 out of 3 falls match, he went to a 0-0 draw. So does he revert back to cheating to get the win, or does he try to prove to himself that he is better than CJ Banks and fight it cleanly? And if so, does he lose his advantage?
That's it. Well, we'll find that all out next month. The GPW Saved by the Bell. Tickets are available online now. Follow us, GPW, on Facebook, @GrandPro on Twitter, and get your tickets online. You can get them for a discount price, and we'll see you next month.